be. She's a bloody stunner. Looks like a model, not a killer. All right, I'll leave it in your hands, Darlie. All I want is an outcome as soon as possible, before she bleeds me of any more money. I trust you to make the right choice. The man's smile sent a shiver down Darlie's back. I'm almost tempted to go on the trek myself, to make sure the bitch is dead. Chapter 1. The McLaren Mango Farm, May. Ellie, while you're inside, can you grab me one of your hoodies, please? That wind's cool. Have I got one big enough? Ellie chuckled as she leaned forward and looked out the kitchen window overlooking the veranda. Her sister-in-law, Dee, sat in one of the papasan chairs near the barbecue table, looking decidedly uncomfortable. Ha ha, very funny. Wait until you're 7 months along, Dee replied. Ellie smiled and touched her stomach. I've got a few months before I get there, and I'm not having twins. Stay there, I'll grab you a pashmina. It'll be more comfortable. The family had gathered for an early evening barbecue, and to the family's joy, Ellie and Kane had announced that James was going to have a little brother or sister in November. They hadn't shared their news until she'd safely reached the 3-month mark. Emma came into the kitchen as Ellie turned to go to the bedroom. How are you, Els? I was so excited to hear your news. I'm good. I'm over the morning sickness now. I didn't have it with James, and I tell you what, it's enough to make me think twice about another kid after this one. Mum's beside herself out there. I haven't seen her smile so much since Dee and Ryan's wedding. Kane and I told her a couple of weeks ago, but I've been a bit worried about her. She seemed a bit down the past few weeks. Dad's anniversary? Emma followed Ellie into the bedroom. I don't know. Ellie opened the bottom drawer of the chest and pulled out a pretty mauve pashmina. Could be, but she came good when I told her about the bub. Are you still going to fly? Ellie shook her head. No, I don't want to risk it. It took me a while to fall pregnant. We've been trying since before Dee and Ryan's wedding. Emma looked down, but Ellie caught the glint of tears in her eyes. Em, you okay? Jeremy and I are thinking about fertility treatment. We've been trying for a baby since your James was born. Oh, Em! Ellie held her arms open and her big sister stepped in for a hug. That sucks. It does. Emma stepped back and dabbed at her eyes with a tissue she pulled from her pocket. You'd think both being doctors we'd know how to fix it, but... She lifted her slim shoulders in a shrug. It'll happen, maybe when you least expect it. I'm getting on, Ellie. I'll be 33 this year. What are you girls doing hiding in here? Drew, the youngest of the Porter sisters, stood in the doorway. Is everything okay? Her high forehead creased in a frown. Yeah, we're good. Drew shook her head. I didn't come down in the last shower. What's going on? Ellie glanced at Emma and caught a tiny shake of her head. Well, we're just talking about Mum. She'd been a bit low again. Well, I just copped a mouthful from her. I went down to the dam to tell her that the meat's almost cooked, and she was up a mango tree with James. Oh, no, I told her last week not to do that. She'll end up falling out and breaking something. Ellie folded the pashmina neatly into a square. What did she say to you? She told me she wasn't ready to go into bloody aged care yet, and she'd bloody well climb trees if she wanted to. What? Mum said bloody? Emma's eyes were wide. I don't think I've ever heard her swear. And in front of James? Ellie frowned as she led the way back to the kitchen. No, she climbed down and kept her voice quiet enough so he couldn't hear her from up the tree, Drew said. Well, I guess that's better than how she was after Dad died and we couldn't get her out of bed or motivated about anything. Good to see a bit of life in the old girl, Ellie said. For goodness sake, don't let her hear you call her that. Mum's suddenly got...